Welcome, Chef Veronica. We are so excited to see what you have demo for us today.
It's healthy.
The stage is yours, Veronica.
Yeah, when you need to clean your refrigerator with all the vegetables that you wanted to eat but you didn't, this is the dish that you want to make to get rid of your vegetables that are sitting in your refrigerator. Welcome everybody. So let's get going. Yeah, there's a lot of little steps, and I think we're going to be a little short on time. So first, we're going to be making bibimbap, which literally translated as mixed rice. So first thing we're going to do is make the rice, start it early so that we'll have a rice at the end of the session. So I have 4 cups of rice, mixed rice. I used the sushi rice, 1 cup, and then ½ cup of barley and ½ cup of black wild rice. And I'm gonna show you how to wash it. You wanna rinse it until the water runs clear. So as you can see, it's still a little cloudy, right? So we wanna rinse about 3 times. And I'm gonna use my spoon to stir it around to get all the cloudy things out of there. And then, yeah, after we do that once, and then you just rinse it out about 3 times. I think the rice tastes better when you don't have I don't know what it is, but you know, whatever makes the water cloudy. Okay, and then so this rice, I soaked it for 15 minutes prior to washing it, and it was 2 cups and now it's 3 cups. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add water to the 4 cup line and then put it in the pot and then add an additional like ½ cup of water. So I think it's usually 1 to 1.5. So 1 part rice and then 1.5 water. If you don't soak it. So if you soak it, it's maybe 1 to 1. Or yeah, I'm not doing the math today. Oh, too much. So I'm just gonna add ½ cup, yeah, about a ½ cup. That's about a ½ cup. If you have a rice cooker, you can surely use it, but I'm going to cook it in my, what's the word? Cast iron pot, Dutch oven, because I like the rice crust at the bottom. Yeah, so let me show you over here. Can you see my red pot? So I'm gonna turn on the heat to high, and I'm gonna leave it uncovered. So I'll let that go. And back to the sink. Okay, now the rice is going, and I'm gonna cut up the vegetables, and we're gonna use the oven to roast the vegetables that are gonna go into the bibimbap. And any of these things that I'm making right now can be pre-made. And they usually keep 2-3 days, no problem. And it's great for meal prepping. And you know, whenever you're hungry and you want a quick meal, instead of running out to McDonald's, you could have the rice and the vegetables and mix it with the sauce and have yourself a very satisfying meal. And before I get going with the vegetables, I'm gonna boil some water for the tomato marinade. So, okay, just like 1 cupful. Okay, so 2 things on the oven, and we're gonna start cutting the vegetables. Here we go. And I'm just gonna basically julienne the onions. Actually, I'm gonna cut it in half. It's about half of an onion. It could be purple, it could be white, it could be spring onion, whatever that's sitting in your refrigerator that's readily available for you. And then I'm going to lay it out on a cookie sheet pan, like so. And then you want to lay them flat so that all the onions get cooked in the oven, like that. And then the mushroom, you can use shiitake, you can use cremini, you can use portobello. I have shiitake today. I was at the farmer's market and they the mushroom farmer had these available. So about, if you like mushrooms, you know, add more. I washed these already, so I'm just gonna cut not the whole stem, but the ends of the stem that I think is too tough to eat. And yeah. I'm trying to have a garden going, so I've been wanting to compost. So I'm saving all the food scraps for my compost bin. I'll let you know how they work out. So I'm gonna cut these in quarters. Or smaller, it's your preference. If you like big chunks, leave it large. If you like it smaller, then you can cut it smaller. I think that's enough mushrooms. I'm gonna put these on the sheet again, like so. And as they cook, they're gonna get smaller and dehydrate. Okay, so one's ready, and I'm just going to drizzle some olive oil. And if you don't mind the salt, you could sprinkle some salt and pepper if you wish. I'm not going to, because I think the soybean sauce has enough sodium for me. And now the zucchini, we're gonna cut it into cubes. What was that? I don't know how that happened. If any of you have any questions, please feel free to stop me and ask questions. Okay. So 2 pans. And then the next is gonna be the bell peppers. I couldn't find one big whole one, so I bought 2 small ones. By the way, I experimented with these seeds from the vegetables and they sprouted. FYI, if you are interested in gardening. So we're gonna julienne these as well, like so. And I'm gonna use this too. You don't want to cut them too thin because again, I think when they cook, they get smaller. So you don't want like thin vegetables that you can't see. Let's see. Okay, so again, I'm gonna add some olive oil to the zucchini and the bell peppers. About a tablespoon. Okay, and I'm gonna put these in the oven at 425 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay. I just checked on the rice and the water started boiling, but it hasn't evaporated enough. So I'm gonna let it go a little more. And the water that I put on the stove for the tomatoes is boiling. So I am going to cook the cherry tomatoes for 30 seconds. And in the interest of saving time today, I did these before. So we have enough time to finish the dish today. But I wanted to show you, after you wash the cherry tomatoes, you want to put a crisscross cut on top of the cherry tomatoes, and then put it in the boiling water for just 30 seconds. So here we go. Okay, it's in here. And I'm gonna drop 5 just to show you an example. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 30. Okay. And how do you know when they're ready? The tomato starts to, the peel starts to get wider. Let me show you what I mean. And then once I'm gonna run it in cold water so it stops cooking. See, the peel started to pull back. So you just want to get your hand in there and peel off the skin like so. And I'm going to look at the rice. It's going well. I'm going to let it go for a few more minutes. Again, all of these things can be pre-made. So And this this bibimbap is a little unusual because the tomatoes don't usually go in it, but I tried it by accident and I thought it was, it added nice tanginess to bibimbap, and I didn't have to use too much chili powder, which makes the bibimbap spicy. So if any of you are not fond of spice, you can definitely use the tomato marinade to add flavor and lessen the spiciness. So let's go to take a look at the rice again. And now, let's see, let me take the phone. Sorry. See, the water is starting to evaporate, and I'm going, at this point, we want to reduce the heat to medium, and I'm gonna cover it now and set the timer for 15 minutes. Tina is gonna edit the video. Right, Tina? Let's see, I'm setting the timer. Okay, I'll set it on my Apple Watch. It's easier. Let's see, where's my timer? There we go.
Veronica,
Yeah. Go on. Okay, yes.
Veronica, we have a question. It says, how many does this recipe feed?
Oh, I think if small portions, about 4 people, but if you want, you know, more than, you know, a little more than about 3. Okay, so what's next? So we did the rice, we did the, oh yeah, we gotta marinate the cherry tomato. So I'm gonna cut up about 1/4 of the onion that's left. Okay, and I'm gonna mince it. I think smaller the better. But if you get tears in your eyes, you can stop chopping. Okay, so that's good. And I'm gonna just add the whole thing into with the tomatoes. Like so. I am going to now make the marinade sauce for the tomatoes. So I have my small bowl, and it's 3 part to 1 part, 3 part of olive oil to 1 part of balsamic vinegar and 1 part lemon juice. So I'm gonna use tablespoons. So this is lemon, about half gives you a tablespoon. And I learned recently that you could use cheesecloth instead of those squeezers, juicers. So so that you don't have the seeds going into the your sauce. So I'm gonna squeeze it. And if it's, you know, if you like citrus and you want more lemony flavor, certainly you can add more lemon. And so you don't even need to measure. So just half a lemon juice. That's good. Then using the same spoon, I'm using the raspberry flavored balsamic vinegar. I found this last year and I really love the taste. So, but you can use the regular balsamic vinegar. So 1 tablespoon. And as is with my all other recipes, it's forgiving. So if you go a little over, that's okay. And then, so don't be afraid. So this is the olive oil that I got from the farmer's market last week. So 1, 2, 3. Actually, I want to give a credit to a Korean mom, a YouTube star, who had her video in Korean for this dish. She has like 1 million followers, and I wanted to try it. And sure, I'm glad that I did because it's very lovely. It's a wonderful salad dressing topper, as well as it goes well with my bibimbap. So I'm just stirring it. And after I stir it enough for all the liquid to mix, I'm gonna add a tablespoon of garlic. And today I'm not mincing any garlic. I'm just using the minced garlic from the store. So this is about a tablespoon. And what you're gonna do is just pour it over the tomato and the onions and let it marinate. You need to marinate before eating at least 15 minutes. And this you can keep in the refrigerator, the leftovers, to enjoy with other dish later on. Mix it all in so that the peeled tomato, cherry tomatoes can soak up the flavors.
That looks delicious.
It is actually. I like it with crackers. I like it with my rice. I like it with my salad. So it's good. So I'm gonna cover it up and let it sit before we have to use it. I don't have to close it. So that's that. And let me go check what's next. So the vegetables grilling. Okay. So next thing we need to do is we need to prepare the sauteed veggies. We're gonna julienne 1 stick of carrot, about 2 inches long. If you have like a what do you call it, slicer, you can certainly use it. And the mushroom, remember the last recipe? if you make a lot of those and you have a leftover, certainly you can use it for this bibimbap instead of grilling it without any flavors. I just ate the piece that didn't cut straight. Okay, so that's it. And then now on to the greens. Today I'm using kale. You can use spinach, you can use other kinds of veggies that you like. Arugula is gonna be good. Arugula is bitter when it's fresh, but once you cook it, it becomes less bitter. So certainly arugula is a good candidate for this dish. Now, so that's the vegetables, and we're gonna go over to the oven side and stir fry this really quick. Okay, let's see. First, I'm going to turn on the heat. I have 5 minutes cooking time for the rice. And so I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Let the pan heat up. And I have a handful of carrots. And I'm not using any sesame oil today, if you noticed. I think in my previous cooking session, somebody mentioned that she doesn't like the sesame oil because of its strong taste. So I don't know if you're here today, but I hope you give this dish a try. Okay. Yeah, you should sizzle. It's not hot enough. So I'm gonna let it sit. And usually I like to keep things separate, especially for this dish, because when you present it, you know, you could make it prettier by having different colors separated. But once you mix it, they all look, you know, they get mixed in. Okay, I hear the sizzling sound. And again, you can add sprinkle of salt, but I'm not going to. And once carrot is cooked, it becomes kind of translucent. I'm sure you all know. And even if it's a little bit undercooked, you know, that still works fine. Set this dish right here. Does anybody have any questions? Oh yeah, by the way, somebody told me that the latest research about eating red meat, I mean, I'm not vegan or anything, but if you cut just the red meat out of your diet, it could extend your life another like 7, 8 years. Isn't that wonderful? So eat more veggies.
Veronica,
Yes.
you mentioned about after the rice,
Yeah.
cover the rice.
Yes.
turn into medium. How long is it that you cook after that?
15 minutes
15?
in
Okay.
the, and then after 15 minutes, I put it into low, and then I cook another 5 minutes.
I see. Thank you.
And if you want the bottom crust, leave it 10 minutes on the low heat. Okay, so the carrot is finished, and I'm gonna do the kale. I'm not gonna add any more oil. Kale has water in it, so I think it's gonna be fine. We'll see. So look at this, it's a lot, but it will be reduced. And for the kale, I'm gonna add a sprinkle of salt. I think it reduces the liquid, or yeah. So that's, I don't know why, but that's what I learned. Okay, I'm gonna let it cook. I turned off the heat. And for this, I'm gonna use either, it's easier if you use a gong to turn it, or a chopstick. Yeah, so the rice, I'm gonna turn it down to low. And set my timer for another 5 minutes. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh my gosh, but we're almost ready. After this is the tofu with soy and chili paste. Yeah, all of these things are not easy to do, but it's just that you have to do all of them at once. And again, bibimbap is in Korea, very casual meal. You make it when you have leftovers, and you just put it in a one big bowl and mix it up with the sauce, and you eat it. And yeah, but I'm very happy to see bibimbap getting loved by everybody, a lot of people around the world. Yeah, it's wilting. And I've seen like another chef baking, roasting the kale. So you can certainly add the kale to the roasting pan, and you can forego this step. Oh yeah, and someone told me, I think it was my mom, if you handle the green leaves too much, the taste becomes off, and it doesn't taste as good. So don't touch it. Do not disturb it too much. But I do that by habit. Okay, we're almost there. And for this dish, if you don't like kale, you happen to love asparagus, do it with asparagus. If you like both, use both. Again, it's, you know, the veggies in your refrigerator that needs to be eaten. and what is, readily available to you. So, yeah, okay, so it's wilted enough. I think it's done. Okay. See how smaller it gets, like by half, more than half. Okay, so I turned off the heat, and I'm gonna set this aside with the carrots, next to the carrots. And again, you can make this before and just keep all the ingredients in the refrigerator, and then eat them as you want later, like 3 days, I think is good. Okay, so that's that, and I need to use this. I'm gonna put this away in the sink. Okay, without burning myself. Okay, so I'm gonna use this for the tofu soybean sauce. So here we go. This is the Korean soybean paste. And it's different than the Japanese kind, the miso soup kind. I think the miso soup kind is a little sweeter, and I think it may have a little more MSG. And so, but you can certainly try. Again, I'm using the Korean soybean paste, 2 tablespoons, and then 1 tablespoon of chili paste, which I put in here, and then 2, okay, so that's that. And now I'm gonna cut up little, like quarter. Oh, the rice is done, so I'm gonna turn it off and put it off the heat because I don't want it to burn. Then you can let it sit. It will continue to cook without burning the rice on the bottom. But again, if you like the crust bottom, you could burn a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna use a quarter of the onions that's left. And I'm going to mince it, but not so finely as I did for the tomato marinade. Okay, and then I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of garlic. So now we go over here again to the stove. And beef, okay. And this is half of extra firm, super firm tofu. So let it sit here. And everything is ready. I'm gonna okay, I've got my garlic, my onions, and my big spoon. Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm almost out. Just a little bit. And add a tablespoon of garlic. And while that's cooked, and add the onions. And I have the heat on a high medium, between high and medium. Because I don't want it to burn too much. And while that's cooking, I'm just crumpling the tofu with my fork. If you want to use like a potato mash thing, you can. Or you can use your hands. Okay. I'm gonna let the garlic and the onion cook a little more. And during this process, if you think that it's burning, add a little bit of water. Okay, it's almost there. I needed to use a bigger bowl. I just grabbed this small bowl quickly. Okay, all right. Okay, good. It's good. I'm gonna add the tofu. Smash it a little more, mash it. That's good. Then I'm going to add the soybean and the chili paste. And you know what? I'm gonna add like a tablespoon of water so that I can use, so it's not so dry. Okay. Okay, and then you let it, and you mix it all in together and let it cook. Just gonna use this spoon now. Spread around. Have you guys ever tried the Korean soybean paste?
I have.
And do you like it? Not
Yeah.
like it? If you don't like it, you can just use the chili paste.
Right.
Yeah.
It does have a distinctive taste to it.
Scent. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Some people love it. Some people not crazy about it. Okay. So it looks done. And while I was doing this, I thought maybe you can use black bean paste. You can certainly try that. Okay, so there we go. It's finished. I'm gonna turn off the heat and let's check on the rice. And I think we're gonna make it on time. So
Wow.
look.
Mm.
Okay, rice is ready.
Wow.
Let's see, I'm gonna put this over here without burning myself.
I think it's an art to cook rice without a cooking rice cooker.
Yes, so yes, I didn't burn my rice. It's perfectly done. So let me go get the grilled veggies out of the oven and I'll be right back. Where's my mittens? Right here. It smells really good. Okay, so here's one.
Mm. It looks so healthy.
Here's the other one. So now let's put it all together. So I have a big bowl like this. And you scoop the rice, put it on the bottom. And if you love rice, add more. If not, it's, what you like. And on top of the rice, I'm gonna put the bean paste, chili paste. I think as equal amount of tofu paste with the rice, I think is good combination. And then using the fork, I'm going to arrange the veggies on top.
Mm.
Did I leave anything out? And I'm going to use my spatula to add the veggies. And I could tell that I don't have enough bell peppers, but that's okay. Zucchini. You know what? I think I better use the palm. And then I'm gonna do the white mushrooms. And then the onions. And then the cherry tomatoes for topping. And certainly you can try the tomato marinade, and if you don't like it with the rice, you can have it as a side dish. So, and I'm gonna put, there we go. Finished.
Oh my God, that looks delicious.
So I certainly hope you give this dish a try and like it.
Yeah, big hand to Chef Veronica. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.